used to think if I couldn't find hope, I should just let it all go. I used to think if I couldn't make dreams come true, I should just let them all go. When life seems impossible, look from a new angle, change just one little thing. When life feels intolerable, find your true source of love. Concentrate, focus on love. Center now, focus on love. Dedicate, focus on love. Focus now, focus on love. Ooh, focus on love.
All right, welcome everyone. This is your spiritual perspective for the month and week of August. And I'm hoping that you have brought your learning tools, particularly your Bible, pen, highlighter, paper, whatever you need. We're going to be ready to start the subject of love. And we're going to begin with John 3:16. So I'll give you a moment to find that scripture. You may also want to Google that, John 3:16. That is a New Testament book. And again, we're getting ready to discuss the subject of love. Okay, this is a spiritual perspective, 3:16. And it states, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Hopefully you wrote that down, okay? We're going to get to that in just a second. Then we're going to skip on further in the New Testament, and we're going to go to 1 Corinthians 3:16. Everybody knows about 1 Corinthians 13. 1 Corinthians 13 was basically dedicated to the subject of love. Now we're going to be discovering this word for ourselves, okay? Not for anybody else, but for yourself. But we're going to start from a biblical perspective, okay? With a spiritual perspective, okay? If that makes sense to you at all. And again, that's 1 Corinthians 13, okay? And it says, and the title is "Love is the Greatest Gift," okay? "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all of my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffers long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaineth not itself, or vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never fails, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was I'm going to stop right there, okay? I'm going to stop right there, okay? We're going to move on to the last one, which is John 13 and 34. and 30. Wait a minute. Is that 1 John 13:34? Give me just a second, y'all. Let me pause. Let me make sure I got people that's First John, first and second and third John, Jude and Revelation. So you're gonna have to go towards the very, very end of the book. So it's First John. There are 3 Johns. Okay, towards the end. So we want the first epistle of John, chapter 3 and verse 11. And it says, "For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another." All right, so just write it down. You can or Google it. 1 John 3 and 11. That was the last script dealt with kind of a spiritual order, or maybe even a religious order. But what do we mean when we say love? When we use the term love, okay? So to demonstrate my perspective to you regarding love, okay, this is your spiritual perspective, your spiritual side. We're gonna say G-I-L. That's God is love, okay? God is love. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. And on this side, we're gonna have love of us. So we got some Siamese twins here. We got Gil, God is love, and the love of God. And God's love gave. He gave. Okay? And the love of us, as in 1 Corinthians, it deals with kindness. It dealt with giving. It dealt with caring. Just talked about the poor. Okay. It also dealt with jealousy. Now get this. Guess what acronym is in jealousy? Lou. Now in the first epistle of John, the next verse dealt with the love. It says, "Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one and slew his brother." That's the next verse. Well, we're not going to discuss that right now. But it's funny that the love of us, when we deal with jealousy, because it talked about envy things, 1 Corinthians 13, we have jealousy. It's funny. Lou is in this. But love can't be all of this. So when we're defining something, we need to be very precise about what we're saying. Because when we don't know, we abuse. Okay? These, to me, are like ingredients, the antidotes to love, or what the Bible referred to as charity. Now, for us today, charity is what? Giving to the poor, the disenfranchised. Okay? But 1 Corinthians said you can do all of that and still don't have love. And from a spiritual perspective, that's my perspective, that could be either way. You could be doing great things for people and not getting the love in return. Or it could be vice versa. You know, people loving you and you not loving them back. But what does that mean? Because oftentimes we think love is based on how we feel. But I'm asking you today, when it comes to love, how do you, think? And that's my spiritual perspective. Until next time, namaste. Stay tuned for your monthly forecast. All right, welcome, crown and glory to the Soul Station with the spiritual beat. All right, we on a brand new note. Okay, things are transforming as I have been expressing to you guys, and I hope you like the introduction. I'm not saying that is written in stone, but that is at least the template for how things are going to be transpiring going forward. So we're going to go ahead and dabble into your August report. Please know that a follow-up will come behind your monthly report. We're just changing some things right now, and hopefully in the near future we can get back to a weekly forecast. But right now, this is the route that we will be going, and I hope you enjoy it. Continue to support the station, okay? Nothing's changed. It's just becoming more in depth. Well, it's transforming, but it's just becoming more in depth, okay? So we've been with the station for what, 3 years, I think? Yeah, 3 years, almost 3 years. And now it's time to level up, okay? So hopefully this forecast is something you want to hear, but if not, please don't shoot the messenger. We have the swords of Venus this week or this month as your overall energy, the swords of Venus for August. And internally, you're going to be dealing with the diamonds or the pentacles of the earth. 23 may be of significance to you. It could be someone's age, it could be a dollar amount, it could be the number of something, I don't know, it could be a code, I don't know, pen, I don't know, but it definitely deals with partnership and happiness, okay? That could be in business, it could be more than likely this is more or less partnering with others in a personal sense where you can get more out of life, more money, more satisfaction, you can, and who you will love, because Venus is love, which is our subject, right? Who you will love to partner with, okay? So I don't want you to forget that defining love for yourself is going to be very prevalent right now. Okay, so this, you may be in decision-making mode about that. Maybe you have a choice or two, okay, about who you want to partner with, or just if this is the right one for you. This could be regarding a person, place, or thing. Venus deals a lot with domestics, okay? Maybe the work that you do is considered domestic, like cosmetology. Maybe you work out of your home, like what we do here. It's a lot of ways that Mother Venus shows her love, but you're definitely in your head about whether or not you want that connection internally, which could be within yourself or within your home, within your industry, where you work. You got plans, you got big plans, you got wholesome plans, you got earthly matters that you want these things to bring you joy. And I do think that for a lot of you, this is still in relations to Venus. I'm hearing girly for some reason. I don't know. I'm hearing girly, but I figure like okay. So some of you are dealing. This is a good phase for you. Okay, you're in a time where this is going to be a good phase for you. The great Mother Goddess is on your side. She is benefiting you by this phase in your life. Now, for some of you, it may seem dark, but it's good, because Mother Earth, or the Great Mother, tends to grow us up and mature us in the secret places, okay? In the darkness, okay? And some of you will be coming out of that darkness. Your time is changing. What was before is now phased out, and now it's time for something different, something new, okay? So 3 things are definitely going to be pertinent to you this month, in terms of your material wealth, in terms of your material well-being, okay? It's definitely 3 things, okay? It could be your family, your business, and say what you eat. I don't know, but it's planned, and that's probably where this phase is changing. What you once did is not working anymore, or maybe you just need something better. Maybe it's got a lot to do with your health, and you are rebuilding your health, okay? You are creating a better health plan, some of you, and this is a necessary experience, because let me tell you, what you decide what you decide can affect you for a long time in this situation. I don't see Saturn here, but I feel like it is because Mother Earth is just as much of a hard rock as he is sometimes. Because remember, he's dealing with the cycle, but she's dealing with the phases. Okay, so she is reminding me to move on. Let's go ahead and get you in moon energy for this week. Please remember to support the Soul Station. You can find out how to do that by checking the links below in the description box. And your external moon energy will be in Virgo this month. Internally, you'll be dealing with the full moon. Did I tell you the moon is your moon mother is in your energy for real. And issues surround. Did I say that issues surrounding health and exercise may come to the fore? Focus on your physical well-being. That's in the plan. I said that. Okay. There is no fabrication here. Okay. And internally, take time to relax, recharge, and replenish your inner strength. So that may be part of the phase of the full moon. It's time to let some things go. Okay, even if it's just temporarily, just so that you can get your strength back and be able to perform better. Okay, later on in the month, next month, I don't know what you can afford. Okay, but just some good advice. Okay, because I keep hearing she's coming to heal. That's what the moon mother does. She heals. Okay, so you're going to get started with your, you have a copper status reading this month. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to. I think it's 5 cards. Y'all good? Yeah. So it's 5 cards. So let's see what source want to relate to you this month. All right. And please go ahead and support the station. Overall, you're going to be in your own light, the sun. Okay, all right now. Core energy is the 10 of Swords, okay? And we have the star energy this month. This is the main energies for the month. How they pan out, I don't know. We have the Emperor in your past energy or your present energy. And then we have the Magician as the outcome. Underneath all of that energy, what's going on underneath, what's pushing all of this energy is the King of Swords, okay? And this is in-depth investigation. You may be doing some in-depth, like people, you need proof. You need to know what works, what is, okay? What obtaining enough information and knowledge before you pursue something, okay? This could be with you. This could be someone outside of you, because I do see someone recollecting. I'm getting the word recollecting. Recollect. So they are remembering some information that's been gathered before in the past. Okay? A recall. Now, for some of you, this is dealing with things that you can teach, she's saying to me. And it's all coming out of this Emperor. Now, this Emperor could be the one that's pushing the agenda for research, for in-depth investigation. This is a boss. This is the head entrepreneur in charge. This could be you. This is some establishment. You know what I'm saying? This could be your state and local government. Okay? That's looking into matters. But for somebody, something went over their head. And I'm feeling like this is coming back to them to think about, maybe even to look into. Okay? But there's definitely a change here. Now, for some of you, this is big business. This is what you're investigating and trying to establish your legacy. Okay? And this month, this is what we talk about. This is the month of the of the Leo portal being open. We usually say August the 8th is the day that the portal opens, which right now that'll be what the day after this is released. And I see that whether you or someone else is really caught up into the future, they're trying to predict. And that sounds, that sounds right when it comes to corporations, companies, businesses. They do in-depth investigations because they want to predict things that can affect business. Okay, it's like projections. So you have to do the research. You have to do your homework. It's all based on this Ten of Swords. Now somebody threw in the towel. They threw in the towel. They let go. It's a dirty game out here. I'm done. It's too abusive. Whoever this is, it's they're focused on a prediction. I don't know if you go to tarot readers or psychics or whatnot, or medium, because the Emperor is also an ancestor, a grandfather. They often come to us and reveal things to us. Sometimes there's something, because see, the King of Swords needs to solve this. This definitely can be a murder. The end of someone's life. Somebody was dirty. Okay, let's see what the reason is for this month. So you may be looking into that. You may be doing some research on an ancestor's passing. Okay. Also, I'm also hearing some of you know your ancestry where someone was a ruler. He was a boss. They were in charge. I don't know how far back this goes, okay? But something ended drastically. So what is the reason for the Emperor? And this is the Nine of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, great judgment is underneath this. Now, what type of great judgment? I don't know. Somebody, there may be judgment. This is heavily judgment. Okay, there could be judgment upon someone's head. This is right. This is angelic. Okay, for others of you, whatever you are researching in terms of business, due to this ending or just having to, there is an ending to a beginning, because it's nothing else. It's nothing else you can do. It had to end. It was sort of a force. Okay. And it has a lot to do with like broadcasting, alerting everybody about this is partnership. Who you're working with, who you're connected to, some of these people can be big brand names, athletes. I'm also hearing something about a middleman. So this could be who's in the middle of shit. This could go all the way back to this prediction or this ancestral investigation. Because I am seeing a cherry. Okay? Some of you are caught up in for some reason, you are interested in the beginning of time. And I feel like your interest it's like business, and it takes you all the way back to the beginning, all the way back to the ancestral times, and how the architect and the construct of those businesses went from that time to this time. So some of you may definitely be in investigative studies. I'm also hearing pen. I feel like somebody want to pin something on somebody. It's got something for some. It's got to do with a ending. Something's dirty or a murder, but there's something dirty in this, and it's being investigated. It's being looked into by you or someone else. The overall energy is the sun this month. Okay, and I see you very relaxed, laid back, pretty clear about yourself, what you want to do, how you want to go about it. I'm hearing new, or there could be news here, okay? But it clears some things up for you. This month it's going to put you more at ease. It's going to, whatever that burden is, whatever was burdening you, whatever was bothering you, you're going to be able to kind of brisk that to the side, and enjoy the day, enjoy the sun, and be happy that you have some answer, okay? It's like you're going to get some answer, okay? It's going to be like the cherry on top, okay? Answer prayer. Answer prayer. Right here. It's like, this is, to me, is speaking from the heavens. I told you the Great Mother is in your house this month. She's putting you in a new phase. So expect answer prayer. To see exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And maybe that was part of the discovery and investigation, like in terms of your path, because somebody just quit. Like, I can't do this no more. You kind of feel forced. Some of it is because it's just too dirty. I don't know if because it's physically dirty, or it's just, it's dirty shit going on. Because the emperor can be dirty. Okay? Especially when you fucking with his empire. He can be dirty. Do whatever he's got to do to maintain his name and his legacy. That's a different kind of boss. We talking about what we call that underground shit. So I feel like something erupted. Something crumbled. And this emperor is got an investigator looking into it. Because they can't put something don't fit. Something went over somebody's head. Now it's coming back. It has something to do with this action, this ending. Because somebody was done. Somebody got blood on their hands. There's a couple of scenarios here. Somebody got blood on their hands. I'm also hearing order. There's some order. I don't know what kind of order, but it's coming out of the emperor, because the emperor can order shit. The emperor is a very strong, mighty, earthly figure. To me, it's Earth Dad. It's Earth God. Okay? But it's got something to do with somebody alerting everybody, letting everybody know who's in the middle. Who's in the middle? Who's the middleman? Who's the person who like who can connect one with another. That gets a lot of power. It kind of puts me in the mind of Delacroix in the Six of Pentacles. You know, the middleman is very powerful. Okay? But I see answer prayer here. For others, this is guidance. You'll know what to do. You'll get your answer. I'm telling you, the great mother is on your side. It's getting ready to be a different phase for you this month. Things have at a culmination. It's full. It's time for change. It's time for a new phase. You know, like the Bible says, and behold, all things are new. Everything must pass away, and behold, all things are new. And this is your stage, and it's right on time because this is your solar return month. And happy solar return to all of my crowning glories. Okay, for this month's work, money, and romance, your outcome is going to be this Magician. Now, I'm getting, somebody's feeling very hot-handed, okay? Now, I don't know if this is guilt. I don't know if this is because you want to spend money. Or you have the Midas touch. Because everything you touch turns to gold this month. It's going to be because you've been working. You know, you've been working like a bee, literally. Okay? And I see the cone. I see the cone, the honeycomb sealing up because it's nothing else to put in there. You know? It's nothing else to put in there. It's done. Come here and give me 5. High-fiving. So things in the outcome going to be kind of cool or cooling off for you this month. You may even be getting a tip. Now, what this tip is, it may be in terms of this investigation. You know, that may be why you get this answer prayer. It could be this tip that opens things up for you this month when it comes to work, money, and romance. But I see overall, you really laid back, kind of retreating based on this ending because you got something else going on. You on a new construct. You see it being like the cherry on top. You've done your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You missed something, and now you recollect. You go back, and now here is answer prayer. Now you know how to demonstrate your techniques, how to demonstrate your talents, just how to show your abilities, which puts you in a position where you can just let shit go. It's time anyway. You've probably been experienced some type of hardship, some mental hardship anyway. And now your body, your mind, your spirit is saying enough is enough. The great mother saying it is done, it is finished. You know, you got something else. A better plan. And for some of you, this is literally written for you. If you were to go and get a palm reading, they should tell you this. Something in relation to this month. But it's all good because you letting go, okay? You got some type of ancient wisdom here. I'm also hearing a new birth. Okay, I'm also hearing a new birth. So we're going to move on and sum this up. And while I do that, please remember to give the station, wow, didn't I tell you? It came right to me, the next. Straight laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. And then you have the rose underneath, okay? So the rose deals with, it has sentimental value. It can deal with loss as well as love, but it also has thorns. So you have to remember it also deals with protection. Because when you love something, you protect it, right? You have hoes, bows, clothes, goals, moles, nose, like on your face, pose, toes, chose, shows, those, blows, slows, and glows. I see you're going to be kind of slowing down this month. Okay. Kind of taking a break, sucking it all in because you know now. You have clarity. You've seen it in broad daylight. Whatever it is, it's clear as ever. Let's get you an angel message for this month. Crown and glory. What is the angel message, dear source, for crown? There you go. All right, this is what is entailing this month. You have the angel of patience. Okay, my patience creates miracles in my life. Maybe that's coming out of the sun. That's coming out of the emperor. Okay, it takes patience to create, right? And it says, with the quality of patience, we will know how to follow the energy flow toward the success of our accomplishments, moment by moment, step by step. If we allow a loving patience to come through without expecting things to happen rapidly, we will become aware that everything we do has real value. Nature gives us the greatest example of loving patience through the wonderful treasures that it creates. So I told you that's straight coming out of the emperor. You know what I'm saying? And we know the star quality. Okay, if you a star, if you in the public eye, you a celebrity, you a star, you always got to be right. You always got to be shiny. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that represents Leo, crown and glory. And you may have a strong Aquarius in your chart. So the angel is letting you know how your patience is going to pay off in your creativity. We do have Venus and Earth here. That's a great experience. It came out of experience. Something just totally was destroyed, totally ended. You just had to let it go. It's done. And the Great Mother is going to help you this month to remove, to get out of that energy and see a greater and brighter light. Your destiny is here. This is a recognition of your destiny. Okay? So let's go ahead and get you a spiritual vibe oracle message, and then we will shut it down. Okay? Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you remember to thumbs up this video as I shuffle and as I speak. Crown and glory. How are we going to shut it down this month of August? Ah, you got bitch, please. I don't know what's going on. Crown and glory, you ain't right. Something underneath that you feel is superficial. It ain't real. And I'm going to leave it on that note. Thank you so much for tuning into the Soul Station here with the Spiritual Bee. And until next time, remember to be happy with yourself, to be at peace with yourself. Until I follow on, one
I should just let it all go.